Random House Audio presents Dark Eden by Chris Beckett. Read for you by Matthew Froh, Jane Entwistle, Ione Butler, Hannah Curtis, Robert Hooke, Bruce Mann, Nicholas Guy Smith, and Heather Wilds.
Chapter 1. John Redlantern. Thud, thud, thud. Old Roger was banging a stick on our group log to get us up and out of our shelters. "Wake up, you lazy new hares! If you don't hurry up, the dip will be over before we even get there, and all the bucks will have gone back up dark." Humph, 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 went the trees all around us, pumping and pumping hot sap from underground. Went forest. And from over Peckham Way came the sound of axes from Batwing Group. They were starting their wakings a couple of hours ahead of us, and they were already busy cutting down a tree. "What?" grumbled my cousin Jerry, who slept in the same shelter as me. "I've only just got to sleep." His little brother Jeff propped himself up on one elbow. He didn't say anything, but watched with his big, interested eyes as Jerry and I threw off our sleepskins, tied on our waist wraps, and grabbed our shoulder wraps and our spears. "Get your arthith out here, you lazy lot," came David's angry, spluttery voice. "Get your arthith out fast, before I come in and get you." Jerry and me crawled out of our shelter. Sky was glass black. Starry swirl was above us, clear as a white lantern in front of your face, and the air was cool, as it is in a dip when there's no cloud between us and stars. Most of the grown-ups in the hunting party were gathered together already with spears and arrows and bows. David, Matt, old Roger, Lucy Lou. A bitter smell was wafting all around our clearing, and the smoke was lit up by the fire and the shining lantern trees. Our group leader, Bella, and Jerry's mum, my kind, ugly Aunt Sue, were roasting bats for breakfast. They weren't coming with us, but they got up early to make sure we had everything we needed. "Here you are, my dears," said Sue, giving me and Jerry half a bat each. One wing, one leg, one tiny little wizened hand. Ugh, bat. Jerry and me pulled faces as we chewed the gristly meat. It was bitter, even though Sue had sweetened it with toasted stump candy. But that was what the hunting party was all about. We were having bat for breakfast because our group hadn't managed to find better meat in forest round Family. So now we were going to try our luck further away, over in Peckham Hills, where woolly bucks came down during dips from up on Snowy Dark. "We won't walk up Cold Path to meet them," said Roger. "We'll go up round the side of it, up Monkey Path, and then meet Cold Path at the top of the trees." Whack! David hit me across the bum with the butt of his big, heavy spear and laughed. "Wakey, Johnny boy!" I looked into his ugly bat face. It was one of the worst bat faces in Family. It looked like he had a whole extra jagged mouth where his nose should be. But I couldn't think of anything to say. There was no fun in the man. He'd hit you hard for no reason, and then laugh like he'd made a joke. But just then, a bunch of spike tree new hares arrived in our clearing, with their spears and bows, walking along the trampled path that linked our group to theirs on its way to Greatpool. "Hey there, Red Lanterns," they called out. "Aren't you ready yet?" Bella had agreed with their group leader, Liz, that some of them could come along with us and take a share of the kill. They were the group next to us Red Lanterns in Family, and, for the present, they were keeping the same wake-ins and sleep-ins as us, which made it easy for us to do things together with them. easier than with, say, London group, who were having their dinner when we were just waking up. I noticed Tina was among them, Tina Spiketree, who cut her hair with an oyster shell to make it stick up in little spikes. "Everyone ready then?" Bella called. "Everyone got spears? Everyone got a warm shoulder wrap?" "Good. Off you go then. Go and get us some bucks and leave us in peace to get on with things back here." We went out by a path that led through a big clump of flickering starflowers and then into Batwing. A whole bunch of Batwing grown-ups and new hares were in their clearing, banging away at a giant red lantern tree with their black glass axes, working in the pink light of its flowers. We walked round the edge of their clearing to family fence, dragged away the branches at the opening, and went out into open forest. No more shelters and campfires ahead of us now. Nothing but shining trees. Humph, 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 went the trees. Went forest. We walked for a waking under the light of the tree lanterns, slashing down whatever birds and bats and fruit we could get as we went along. And finally stopped to rest at the big lump of rock called Lava Blob. Old Roger handed us out a gritty little seed cake each, made of ground-up starflower seeds, so we could have something in our bellies. And then we settled down with our backs against the rock, so we didn't have to worry about leopards sneaking up behind us. There were lots of yellow lantern trees round there, which we didn't get so much back in family, and also yellow animals called hoppers that came bouncing out of forest on their back legs and wrung their 4 hands together while they looked at us with their big flat eyes and went beep, beep, beep. But hoppers were no good to eat, and their skins were no use either, so we just chucked stones at them to make them go away and let us sleep in peace. When we woke up, Starry Swirl was still bright in sky. We ate a bit of dry cake and off we went again, under red lanterns and white lanterns and spike trees, with flutterbys darting and glittering all round us, and bats chasing the flutterbys, and trees going humph, 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 like always, until it all blurred together into that that was the background of our lives. After a few miles, we came to a small pool full of shiny wavy weed, and all us new hares took off our wraps and dived into the warm water for crabfish and oysters to eat. All the boys watched Tina Spiketree diving in, and they all thought how graceful she was with her long legs, and how smooth her skin was, and how much they wanted to slip with her. But when she came up, she swam straight to me and gave me a dying oyster with the bright pink light still shining out of it. "You know what they say about oysters, don't you, John?" she said. Tom's knack! She was pretty, the prettiest in whole of family, and she knew it well. In another couple of hours, we reached the place where Peckham Hills began to rise up out of forest of Circle Valley, and started to climb up through them by Monkey Path, which isn't really a path, but just a way we know through the trees. The trees carried on up the slopes, red lanterns and white lanterns and scalding hot spike trees, and there were flickering starflowers growing beneath them, just like in the rest of forest. Streams ran through them down from darkness and ice, heading toward Greatpool, still cold, but already bright and glittering with life. And small creatures called monkeys jumped from tree to tree. They had little thin bodies and 6 long arms with a hand on the end of each. Handsome Fox shot one with an arrow and was pleased with himself, even though they were all bones and sinews and only give a mouthful of meat. because...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?